Right, Caspar, on the 17th of August 2024. Look, I've got a white Bordeaux here, and every time I do a video note for white Bordeaux, I'm going to say the same thing, which is people aren't drinking enough of it. Very few people seem to buy and drink dry white Bordeaux wines, even fewer than drink sweet white Bordeaux wines, I suspect. And looking at my record, I see, rather embarrassingly, there is just one other video note on a dry white Bordeaux wine, so I'm as guilty as the next man. However, this is last bottle of a case of mine of a wine we offered several times, not expensive in any way. I mean, certainly including VAT, less than 20 quid a bottle, I would think. What is it? Anyway, it's 2019 Cuvée Caroline from Château Chantegrive, the singing thrush, I think Chantegrive means. And it's quite boldly coloured. I just had a whiz through some published tasting notes on this wine. Lisa Perotti Brown suggests this should have been drunk by the end of 2023. Well, let's find out if she's right, shall we? It's quite boldly coloured. It's pale gold, but distinctly gold rather than lemon, I would say. It's got an elegant nose. It's not screaming, but it's got a plump a plump concentration of cool fruit, and that cool fruit is really accented, as you'd expect, with a herbal aroma, chopped fresh green herbs, sage and it smells clean, smells absolutely delicious. There's a bit of sweet spice in there, and the fruit is coming across like pineapple, a little bit exotic actually, yeah, pineapple, almost a bit of mango to it. Smells very, very lovely, I must say. It's got lovely, gosh, that's fascinating. It's got lovely richness of fruit, and it's got a thin line of something, not quite smoky, but almost sort of like roasted chicken about through the middle, which sounds utterly bizarre, and I realise, but when we're talking about mature wines, finding epithets for minutiae of the little tastes and aromas we're finding, descriptors, is very difficult. There is that sort of roasted, I quite often find the sort of roasted chicken skin. It's a name I've given to a specific smell, and most often smell, but sometimes flavour as well. You find in mature dry white Bordeaux wines. There's another aroma like that, and it's an aroma I have read in other people's tasting notes. People call it Angelica. Well, I've no real idea what Angelica smells or tastes like. A slight earthy note about it. There's a lot going on, a green, and perhaps that's that Angelica thing, a green, almost sort of pastel-like note. And palate introduces quite a lot of spice, and it's very nicely balanced. It's very nicely long. Everything to about halfway through, and then increasingly towards the long finish, comes down to this extraordinary tilth of earthy structure, which is almost sort of clay-like in texture. Yeah, really interesting. It smells like a sort of summer meadow with flowers and herbs and things going on, through which comes this rather exotic fruit. I think this is time to drink this up. This vintage, I think that's got enough age to it. I think there are other wines. What dry white Bordeaux wines that are made very much in a house style, property to property. There are wines like, say, Carbonier, which can taste incredibly austere in its youth and surprise you with how long it'll develop in the cellar. I think this is a wine made for drinking quite young. I think we're probably not far off the full extent of its cellarability. So I would get on and drink any if you've got 19. And yeah, as I say, this is my last bottle, but always a fascination drinking good quality dry white Bordeaux. And as I say, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. You know, this is great value. Yeah, please, people, buy more dry white Bordeaux. It's otherwise they're going to pull up all the vineyards and plant them with red grape varieties, and there won't be any more, which would be a shame because they are fascinating. And every time I drink them, I enjoy them enormously. So that has been 2019 Château de Chantegrive, Cuvée Caroline, and a very nice thing it is as well.